Power Hour with John Lee.
Like Mr. Gerard Schaefer. Right? This guy's a different kettle of fish, and I mean that from everything, from everyone. If you don't know who it is, don't know him. This guy is different, man. Different kind of human. He starts off, he's in Martin County, Florida. Right? It's fucking beautiful, this place. It really, I mean, it just is a beautiful, beautiful place. I mean, it's sandy beaches, it's no crime, you know, young families, gorgeous. It's a utopia. This is back in the 60s. Hippies were travelling there, you know, probably fucking it up. But, you know, it became a mecca for that reason. It's peace, it's tranquility, it's as far away from Detroit City or whatever as you can possibly get. And so they only need a few cops, you know, circling the gaff, make sure everyone's all right more than anything else. And they get this guy called Gerard John Schaefer. And he comes well recommended because he'd been in a neighbouring county. He was a cop. And he'd done a drugs bust, which is probably rare as rocking horse shit. And so they thought, yeah, this guy's good. Did a drugs bust. And they've recommended him for this. And the place is actually where he's from. He's from this place. He's from Martin County. Lucky bastard. And, you know, they make him a sheriff's deputy, uniform, fucking radio, badge, gun, obviously, car, ready to rock. And he's doing that. And he's intelligent. He's an intelligent man. And then one day, in 1972, his boss gets a call, the sheriff gets a call from Schaefer, saying, listen, right, I've fucked it. Honestly, you won't believe this one. I wanted to teach these two young girls a lesson, you see, because I saw them walking down the road and they were hitchhiking and all that. So I wanted to scare them. Right? I wanted to let them know what can happen in this big, bad world that we all inhabit. And me as an older man, as a responsible adult, and obviously as a cop, I wanted to get that message across. So I took them both out into the woods and I tied them up and I threatened them and I left them there so that they would understand the dangers of the world. And when I went back to say, look, now do you understand? Now do you get me? They weren't there. So obviously the sheriff says, you fucking what? You did what? In what order? You fucking maniac. Right, get to the fucking station now. I'll go out and find those girls. So he does. Sheriff drives out, right, goes out to the woods, knows the area, finds the girls. They're fucking hysterical, man. What he's done, right, is the following. Here's what he's done, right? Take it to the beginning of it, right? These girls are walking down the road, right enough, but the day before. They're walking down the road the day before, hitchhiking. Fair enough. They're in the fucking beach paradise, trying to get down to the beach without walking. Schaefer pulls up, right, in uniform, in his car and all that, and he's saying, yeah, I've done about this fucking hitchhiking. You know, there's some dangerous bastards out there. And they're going, yeah, we're all right, though, you know. Pretty young girls, not thinking about danger, you know, or even conceptualising it in this place. And so he says, I'll tell you what, I'll pick you up tomorrow and I'll take you down to the beach and all that kind of stuff. And they think, well, all right, he's a cop and he's nice enough and charming fella. So they accept that. And, you know, like I'll see you tomorrow then, bye-bye, you know, all fun in the sun. Next day, he rocks up Schaefer in his normal car, normal clothes. He says, don't worry about it. I'm just doing some observation later, you know, and I can't rock up in a police car. So I'm going to be in my civvies, you know. And anyway, don't worry about that. Get in. I'll take you down to the beach. All right, brilliant. In the beach, laughing and joking. Drives straight past, you know, the exit to go down to the beach. Drives round to the secluded area of the woods that he's obviously got planned. He takes them out. And how do you take two young girls out? They're not just going to go willingly, are they? So he's got his fucking gun out, you know. Filthy bastard that he fucking was. And he marches them into the woods, right? And he makes them stand on a log. right? Round fucking log. He makes them stand on a log, and he puts a noose around their necks, and he ties the noose around a branch behind their heads, right? So it's there like that, and they're like trying to stay on this fucking log, because if they get their footing wrong, they'll go like that, right? And fucking die. So the terror of that, yes? And he's got a knife while they're on there like that. He's got a knife and started torturing them. I don't know precisely what he did, but he tortured these young girls with a knife, sticking them with the knife, drawing on the stomachs, whatever, with a knife. Or, I don't know if he cut them, but, you know, he was tormenting them. I'm going to kill you and all that to these young girls in the fucking woods, making them balance like that, and with the noose. What the fuck? And he's left. I don't know why he's left. Don't know. He had to go back and pretend to be somewhere. It's all part of his plan. I don't know. But he left, and they managed to get free, these girls. And that when he returned to the fucking spot to finish his nasty, nasty deeds, they weren't there. He couldn't find them. So he panicked. And that's why he phoned the sheriff and told him this bullshit story about trying to teach him a lesson and whatnot. And the sheriff then goes out and finds them running through the woods, hysterical. And they tell him what's happened. And so he sticks to his story. They take him to trial. He sticks to his story, and he says, well, yeah, I got a bit carried away and all that. Fair enough. But, you know, I didn't kill anybody. And so they're charging him with kidnapping, because they plea bargained it down. He's a cop. He's got no history of criminality. Good citizen. And so they give him bail. They bail him. They give him 6 months in prison, right? They say, you're going to do 6 months suspended. So, because he says, look, what I'm going to do is, while I'm in jail, yeah, I'm going to move my wife down to Fort Lauderdale, get her settled. Right, I want to do all that before you send me down, before I go to prison. So let me go and do that, and then I'll come back. And he says, right, okay, you go and do that, mate. Get your wife sorted and whatnot, and then come back here in 6 months' time and do your prison bit. You know, 6 months in jail. He says, right, sound. Walks out the door laughing his fucking head off. He knows exactly what he's going to do, yeah? So he goes after another 2 girls. Same thing again, right? Takes them out into the woods. But this time he's not disturbed, and he don't leave them. He don't take no chances. He tortures them, right, for a long time. Same trick. Ties them, nooses, bouncing on fucking... or maybe on a log, maybe on rocks or whatever, but the point is that, you know, you slip, you die. He's done that, he's cut them, he's tortured them, he's raped them. He's a fucking monster, a beast. And then when he's killed them, he's raped them again. And then he's chopped them into pieces, needlessly. It wasn't part of hiding the bodies, he didn't hide the bodies. He just chopped them to pieces for the sake of it, because he wanted to do that. Fucking lunatic. And this guy is there doing that because he's a cop. They gave this cunt a badge, they gave him a fucking gun, they gave him a car, they sent him out on the street to do this shit, right? Then when he's got caught fucking taking 2 young girls into the woods with fucking nooses and shit like that, don't forget the gun he's got, then they've given him a 6 months suspended sentence, 6 months bail, totally unfucking supervised, and that's why he's in the woods doing this. They put him in the woods doing that. Fuckers. So I mean, it was the mothers of the 2 girls that were killed that did all the investigating, that tracked him down, and then it was proven that it was during those 6 months that he, after he'd done that to the first girls, that he was able to do that to the second girls, because at first they were confused. They went, nah, he's in prison. And it took investigation to discover that he wasn't in prison when it happened. I mean, that should have been bang straight there. The dates should have been there. They had to investigate this. Eventually, so they get him in, they fucking bang him up in prison, and he's laughing his way through it, through the court case. He's laughing about it. Loves it. Loves the attention, right? They go to his house, find out his wife is carrying one of the bags that he stole from one of the dead girls that he gave to her as a present. And she says, oh, he told me to throw it out, but I didn't. They find a box, and in the box is all kinds of souvenirs, clearly things belonging to girls, And they start to run checks on this and check with other precincts and other jurisdictions and all that. And it comes to light that considering his MO, that's the way he does it, not the, the things he does for tricks, sort of paraphilias, the things that turn him on, not that, just the way he does it, taking him out in the wards and fucking nooses and all that shit. That this guy is certainly responsible for 32 murders. Before he did these two girls, he'd already done 32, or 30, maybe that includes the two. So he'd done at least 30 murders before he did this to these two girls, before they gave him the transfer and made him a sheriff, sheriff's deputy. And then it turned out that he had a brooch from a girl that he said used to annoy him when he was 16, this young girl apparently. He used to strip at the windows knowing he was watching. Yeah, says you. And he was angry about that. He told his girlfriend he was angry about that. And she, the girl who was stripping at the windows, disappeared when she was 16, same time frame. And he had a necklace or whatever, locket. And sure enough, her bones were found. She was murdered. She was chopped up. So that was him. He was chopping up girls in the local town when he was 16 years of age, this fucker. And a lot of this came to light. What's happened is because the girlfriend that I just mentioned, she became an author. And so when he's in prison, chilling his boots, she rocks up and says, listen, I want to write a book about you and all that. So they start corresponding. And he's writing his stories, fictional stories, but it's very apparent that they're actually confessions. And he's confessed, he said, I've probably killed between 80 and 110. So we'll call it 100 murders in total. And I've seen an interview with this guy in prison, and I'm telling you, his eyes are fucking evil. Evil. I'm not talking about aggressive. He don't look like he could fight his way out of the bath. He just looks evil, demented. And he's also a grass. So he's grassing people up in prison. And that did not go down well. Not at all. So one of the guys in prison who's been grassed up by him or just wants some points, whatever, has grip slammed him in his cell, right? And whipped a fucking big blade out like that. And cut his mouth open, ear to ear, Chelsea grin that's called, if you don't know. Fucking right to the ears, like that. And then fucking dashed him in the eyes 18 times in each eye, right? Snitches, grasses, see no evil, speak no fucking evil. Killed him, man. I don't give a fuck. Get stabbed up, you dirty bastard. So that is Gerard Schaefer. Gerard Schaefer. Fucking serial killing cop, maniac with a badge.